everybody, this is Jean McGill here coming to you. I want to talk to you about um, a time when my psychic ability and experiences uh, went into full force. Uh, it happened after Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman. What you can see on the screen there is a book that I wrote about that murder because the uh, the attorneys and judge helped cover up the murder so that George Zimmerman could go free. And of course, I was very angry about that, and so I wanted the world to know what actually truly happened. I wish our justice system, well, it can be no better than the people who run it. So I was going to say, I wish it could be a do over, but that's not the way it works. And then it would only work if the people who were running it were better people, were truthful people who truly wanted justice. And in this case, the prosecutor, uh, and the defendant's attorney, none of them wanted justice for Trayvon Martin. Um, but I put all the facts and I did a lot of the research. You'll see, I give credit where credit is due. But his death affected me. So after I heard him screaming for help in that police video, that's when my whole world turned upside down. It was like my brother had been murdered. That's how deeply I was affected. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I had so much anger inside of me. I would be walking around at midnight out in the grocery store parking lot trying to walk the anger off. So I decided to write this book. When I made this decision, Lord have mercy, I did not know, but my psychic abilities opened up full force, and so many deceased people, and other entities and energies came to me. And I would like to think that they came to me because they wanted to give me energy, give me support, help me to write this book. I think that other people who had been murdered, and it was a race-based murder, other kids, other black men, their family members who had been deceased. I just think everybody who cared about this incident, who had died or had been murdered themselves, came to me and they just wanted to give me energy. I could not sleep. The energy was so strong. I went so many days without sleeping a single night. And I thought that I was going to lose my mind because I couldn't sleep. Um, but I also had an experience where entities and other energies visited me nightly. Uh, and what happened uh, before this onslaught of psychic or spiritual energy came to me, an angel visited me. And I was in the bed and I was like almost awake, and the angel stood on the side of me. And I was true. I was afraid. I mean, I know, but I had not gotten to the place yet where I'm okay with seeing, looking at you. I know you are not of earth, but so I'm okay with listening to you, feeling your presence, but I don't want to look directly at you. So I didn't look, and I covered myself up. I covered myself up with my blanket. That's like my security blanket for real. when these energies come to visit me, because it's like, okay, I'm safe, as long as I'm in here. So anyway, the angel came and stood on the side of me, and the angel sang, and the angel said, "Be not afraid, God is with you." But it was singing, "Be not afraid." I don't remember exactly how it sounded, but she was saying, it was saying, "Be not afraid, God is with you." So that happened before the psychic onslaught or spiritual onslaught of energies came. I thank God for that occurrence, because if that angel had not have visited me, I probably would have lost my mind, because I would have been so afraid, because there are all these things happening to me that I can't explain, that have never happened to me before. I don't feel necessarily comfortable telling anybody, because they haven't experienced it either. They're going to think I'm cuckoo. So, and then I couldn't sleep. So I was able to go back to the visit from the angel each time and remember that, be not afraid, God is with you. So that's how I was able to keep my cool, how I was able to keep my mind, keep my peace, even though I wasn't able to sleep at night. I wasn't able to sleep at night because the energy was visiting me. And oftentimes, see, I'm clairaudient. I can hear beyond the normal human range. I'm clairvoyant. I can see what people normally can't see. I think it's called clairsentient. I can feel the invisible. I can feel entities. If one touches my body, one brushes by me, I can feel it. Um, So all this stuff was going on, and so I'm hearing it, I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm seeing it, and it's not shutting down at night for me to go to sleep. So it was wow. I'm surprised that I was able to actually get through with writing the book. That was a feat in itself, with me having to deal with all of that psychic activity. Um, um, around me. But I discovered, wow, there are so many different types of energies and entities out there. These things that would come and they would get on my body, they would get on my bed. I would feel them get on the bed, so I could feel. That's the other thing. Well, anyway, they would get on my body, and I did not like that, because I did not know. That's when I discovered, oh wow, I can actually feel y'all. I could feel you, so I would feel them, and a lot of these entities felt like giant insects, because I felt tentacles, I felt several legs, all kind of shit. So, like I said, because the angel came to me, said, "Be not afraid, God is with you," I didn't freak out. Plus, I was curious and I was interested, because this was totally brand new to me, something I never experienced before, and I was curious as well. So all of these energies came to me. And when it's something like this little, even tiny, I had to see it, and I'm explaining things just from what I know. Okay, so it may not be actually what it is, but this is the best description I can give y'all. Okay, one time it was like this little tiny man, this little miniature man came, and he was walking around on my belly. It's just like just going in a circle around on my belly. So I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff out there, y'all. All kinds of stuff, and I understand. I see why it's not safe to play with psychic things, because if you're not protected, that's number one. And if you're not mentally prepared, it can drive you crazy, because you cannot explain what's going on. There's no explanation. You don't know. And these things coming at you, it will drive you crazy. That's why you do not play around. Don't play around with this stuff. I remember meeting a woman who was tortured by these psychic entities and energies, because they came at her and she didn't know how to handle it or what to do, and she was just tortured by it. And that was some years before I had my psychic onslaught. Fortunately, they did not torture me. If I had not been where I was spiritually, and if the angel had not visited me before it happened, I'm sure there would have been a different outcome. You know, people probably, I probably would have lost it or checked into uh, a psych ward or somewhere, and no one would have ever understood me, or believed me or anything. But thanks be to God that the angel visited me and told me, and so I was able to maintain my sanity through this whole duration. And it came when I started to write this book, and I believe they came because uh, they wanted to support me and lend me that energy. I don't think it was any negative entities. If there may have been, but I never chose to look at it that way. Now, the fact that they wouldn't let me sleep and I couldn't sleep and I didn't get sleep for months, you could say, okay, well, maybe these were some negative entities coming to attack you to keep me from being successful in doing this. But I never looked at it this way. I just knew not to be afraid and that God was with me because the spirit guide or angel had come to me and told me that. And because I was born a psychic and I am spiritual and I have had several different types of experiences, I believe it. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot I have experienced. Um, but if so, yeah, that's how I really got in depth into my uh psychic abilities and psychic experiences. And so many things happen to me. I mean, things that I don't regularly talk about because uh, it's highly, 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 highly unusual. Okay, um, the experiences that I had. There was like this energy. It was like when it would come close to me, it would force my eyes closed. It came several nights, it was like I could feel it coming down my hallway and then it come into my room, and as it approached me, it would force my eyes shut, couldn't see, and it's like it's trying to get through. We have this psychic field around us, so it was like it was trying to get through my psychic protective field, and it kept coming, and one night it came and it was able to get through, but I don't think it hurt me or anything. But that was an experience I had. Um, Another experience is, and I was told that, uh, mm, see, it's hard to talk about, but oh gosh, uh, I'll probably say that one for a separate video. I'll probably do that. Okay, but yeah, y'all get the book. It's on Amazon. Accessories after the fact: the Trayvon Martin murder cover up. And I will say this: there was another man with George Zimmerman. And I'll do a separate video on that too. But there was another man with George Zimmerman that night who helped him murder Trayvon Martin. And that man was also in law enforcement, but it was at the federal government level of law enforcement. So there were several reasons why this was covered up. Okay, several reasons. But George Zimmerman was not alone. And there were people residents there who saw exactly what happened. And guess what? They were not even put on the stand and testify. They were deliberately kept off because they didn't want the truth to come out. And in some of the videos I heard Trayvon Martin speaking to George Zimmerman. But it's all in my book. And the leading belief is like the jurors were prejudiced and discriminatory and stuff. That's not true. Um, they wanted to find George Zimmerman guilty, but their hands were tied because The jury instructions were changed to help ensure George Zimmerman would go free. That's why. And I outlined all that in the book. And actually, this book, I had submitted this book in like a competition or something, and it received like an honorable mention. And the reviewer, and I think I put that, yeah, the book review there. I put what the book reviewer commented about the book. So it is a very logical book. You can follow it. I have the evidence. I went through all of that. So it's all there. So it's an excellent reference to have as well if you want to know the facts. I don't want to say truth because I think truth is like I say if you want the facts, okay, you want the facts of what happened, then you get the facts, and I show you. George Zimmerman hit himself across his own head. Trayvon Martin never touched a man. Okay. I will also say this, and then I will end. Trayvon Martin was born to be murdered. Trayvon Martin was a highly evolved human being. This was his mission. He came to sacrifice his life, to give, to help us as human beings to grow in love of each other and to make better laws, to protect ourselves, and to give people the opportunity to grow and change their thinking of how they view people who are different from them. So kudos to Trayvon Martin. Thank you for coming and making such a tremendous sacrifice to help us evolve. And so yes, it's a tragic thing. It should never happen. But Trayvon Martin came to this earth to be murdered to help elevate us as a people to evolve emotionally and spiritually. All right, God bless y'all. Check out the book Accessories After Fact on Amazon. This is Gina McGill. Bye.